We at Energize America HHO have invented the hydrogen cell that uses water to increase your fuel mileage. Demonstrating how and why this cell works is someone who has spent most of his adult life working in the automotive repair and gasoline business, Jim Payne. He is also the founder and CEO of Energize America HHO. Using some of the technology that has been available for 40 years or more but never developed, Jim has worked long and hard to combine it with some modern technology to develop the hydrogen cell. He will show you step by step how to build and install a system that will dramatically increase your gas mileage using water. Please visit our website www.energizeamericahho.com and order the full instruction video and accompanying manual that will lead you through all the steps necessary to build your own hydrogen cell for your vehicle. Our sincere desire is that you succeed and save yourself money and help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Please welcome Jim Payne.
I'm Jim, and today I'm going to give you a demonstration of how this hydrogen fuel cell works. Now, before we start with the demo, I want to explain a couple of things about the modern day automobile. Okay, it's powered by a gasoline engine, and that gasoline engine is actually controlled by a computer that's under the dash that you never see unless you have to buy one. Okay. There's a bunch of sensors out under your hood that you don't know about that send signals back to the computer, and the computer in turn controls the gasoline. Now we have one more element. It's called a catalytic converter. And why do we have a catalytic converter? To burn up all of the used fuel that's not being used in your engine. So what happens is the waste that's coming out of your engine that's not being used goes into the catalytic converter. It burns it up and keeps it from going out of your tailpipe. It's an emission device, and that's all it is. Now, when we introduce hydrogen into the engine, now we are burning that fuel inside the engine instead of going into the converter and burning it. Now, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out. If you burn that fuel in the engine, instead of running it to the catalytic converter to be burned, then you're going to increase your gas mileage, and you're also going to reduce your emissions. Okay, what we have here is the fuel cell. I put it in a glass jar so you can see it work. And we have a control box. This box will go in your car inside, and this is simply an accessory plug that you plug into your accessory. Okay, now we turn the switch on and you'll see the light come on. And then we turn this little knob and we turn it up to 6 amps. Now 6 amps is not very much. You will see the hydrogen is starting to be made right here. You can see it through the glass jar. You won't have a glass jar when you finish this job, but this is for a demonstration. Now, the hydrogen is being made in this, goes through this hose and comes out, and that will be introduced to your engine. Now, if we want to get a close-up to make sure we're making hydrogen, we'll come over here and get a close-up of the bubbles. You will see what they look like. Okay, this is hydrogen bubbles. There's a little soap in that water to store this hydrogen. And by the way, never try to store hydrogen. It's a very volatile fuel and you don't want to store it. This is hydrogen on demand only. Okay, now, we have a lot of bubbles in here and we don't want to light those bubbles, so we're going to turn this off, and we're going to get rid of some of these bubbles before we ignite it. Hydrogen, by the way, is harmless. You breathe it every time you take a breath. So it's not a dangerous fuel. And matter of fact, when it hits air, it turns back to water. So we've made hydrogen, and we've got a few bubbles in here. Now, to prove that this hydrogen makes a fuel, We're going to ignite these few little bubbles that we have to let you know that we did just make fuel. Did you see that light? Now that's energy. Now that's what will be introduced into your engine. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. I'm going to put 6 amps back on this control, and we've got a few bubbles. We don't want to get too many because it can hurt your ears. And we're going to turn it off, and we'll light this again and let you know that we are making fuel. That was a little bit louder, if you noticed. If I wanted to fill this up, it would really hurt your ears, so we don't want to do any more than that. Okay, that is a hydrogen fuel cell. That is introduced into your air intake, and it's that simple. Not a complicated system, and it works. Now, when you order this video and instruction book, be sure to leave your email address. There'll be a space provided for your email address. Because what's up here right now, if it works, what I think is coming down the pipeline, it's going to make this little fuel cell like child's play. So make sure, if you leave your email address, you will be one of the first people to get the new information. And I will use every penny that I make on these videos to do more research on something that I think is going to really be great. So you can make my day and order my video, and you'll be glad you did.